It's time to Get Your Geek On with Dave Gramillion.
Yes! Welcome to Get Your Geek On. I am Dave Gramillion. This talk radio show is powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410 on the south side of San Antonio, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. Here we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. See, geek is not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is in. Geek is very in. Geek is now the mainstream, and we're here to talk the latest and greatest that is geek right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This is Season 2, Episode number 10. And tonight, oh boy, did Star Wars break the internet once again. I mean, I swear, all it takes is a rumor of a possibility that something might possibly could happen somewhere down the line in the future, and the internet just goes berserk. Absolutely crazy, and we'll tell you what that news is and why you should not overreact to it. That'll be coming up here in a little bit. Could the next Joker be a 5'10" Scottish redhead? No, I know the hair's kind of green, so I mean, I guess red wouldn't be too far of a departure, but Karen Gillan wants to be the Joker. We're going to talk about that in a bit. The legendary writer of Wonder Woman is not thrilled with all the changes that were made to Wonder Woman, the movie. We'll talk about that as well. Also, where has Nick Fury gone? We have some Marvel news. Nick Fury apparently has just dropped right off the Marvel radar. We'll be talking about that as well. Laura Dern has spoken out about what you will not see in The Last Jedi. She has not confirmed about what you will see, but we do know what will not be in there, and we have our own list of things that will not be in The Last Jedi. And seriously, DC, what is going on? I mean, come on. DC Movies really needs to get its act together. We're going to talk about the director problem, the movie problem, and is DC coming close to falling completely apart? We'll talk about that also as well, but I got to make sure that I have everything I need first in order to run the premier talk radio show for geeks in the United States and rapidly across the world. First, I got to have something to drink, and this is a sealed bottle. First of all, I don't do endorsement deals for drinks. In the past, whenever I've had something to drink, I just had a drink. But Coke had to go off and kill my beloved Coke Zero and replace it with Coke Zero Sugar. So I have not drank out of this yet. Okay. So let's just see how this tastes. Dramatic pause. I can't even tell a difference. I mean, there's like maybe a minor difference, but it's basically the same thing. It's new label, whatever. Alrighty. And of course, I have my trusty back scratcher here with me. So it gets that one spot in the middle of my back, takes care of that. Thank you very much. And of course, if you are going to have a geeky talk radio show, then by golly, you better have yourself a lightsaber. This is Old Blue, my lightsaber of many, many years. Autographed by, I think now I'm up to 9 Star Wars actors and actresses. Thank you very much there. No, I am not getting Felicity Jones's autograph. Don't even go there. Don't even do it. And, of course, I do have my sonic screwdriver. So we are covered right there. Okay. Now, if you are looking to my left, your right, across the radio dial, you will see my partner in crime here. He is Peter Gonzalez, the founder, the grand poobah, the high muckety-muck for the Star Wars Society of San Antonio.
Ta-da! Thank you very much. Don't applause, just throw money.
Well, with that music, you're a ninja.
Yeah, true. Hey, even better.
Yeah, I bet a ninja who just died.
Hey.
So you're a zombie ninja now.
Hey, there's my costume for Halloween.
Good job, Minion. All right. If you look further to my left, the more to your right across the radio dial, you will see our sound prognosticator, the man spinning the ones and twos. Even though we don't have, he's spinning the ones and zeros. That works even better. He is Goose. Goose, what are you rocking today?
Well, I am rocking the Last Prime shirt. It's a mashup of The Last Jedi and Transformers. And you know where I got this shirt, Mr. Dave?
Where did you get that shirt from?
I got the shirt from Ripped Apparel. That's RIPTapparel.com, where right now they are having a buy one, get one half off. sale. So you buy 2 shirts, you get them basically for $30. Normally $20 a shirt right now. Buy one, get one half off. That's at rippedapparel.com. Now, when this promotion is over, you want to make sure to use promo code GYGO at checkout to get 10% off.
Minion, what are you rocking there?
I'm wearing my Tony Stark Industries mechanic shirt.
Awesome. And I am wearing my Do Not Underestimate the Power of San Antonio, Darth Vader San Antonio Missions shirt, and I'm rocking my CLG hat, Counter Logic Gaming, which, boy, some news broke about that too. We're going to have to, all of our notes are just, half our notes, we might as well just throw them away because so much news broke late in the week. It's not even funny. Alrighty, so we have everything that we need in order to rock the show here, so let's get this thing kicked off. We do hope that y'all enjoy the solar eclipse that is coming in on Monday, but we also want you to enjoy it safely. Now, what's an eclipse? For those of y'all who are not aware of what a solar eclipse is, it is when the moon passes in front of the sun, or at least that's what we're told passes in front of the sun.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
It's entirely possible. Unless, if you have a really good telescope, I guess you could tell for sure.
We did see that in Rogue One,
Yeah, we did. It happened in Rogue One. You never know. So that'll be coming up on Monday for those of y'all who are going to be watching the solar eclipse. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and launch into the news that broke the interwebs, all of the interwebs. We're talking Star Wars news.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Alrighty, so, oh man, it doesn't take much for Star Wars to just break everything that we know and love. Star Wars came out with, it wasn't Star Wars, pardon me, it was Entertainment Weekly that came out and broke the news that a Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi film is possible. Let me read this directly off here. Sources say that Oscar-nominated filmmaker Stephen Daldry is in early talks for an Obi-Wan Kenobi film. That was centered on Jedi Master, who was played both by Alec Guinness in the original trilogy and Ewan McGregor in the prequel trilogy. The Oscar-nominated director of Billy Elliot and The Hours is in early talks with Lucasfilm and Disney to direct the standalone feature film. And I apologize, it was not Entertainment Weekly, it was The Hollywood Reporter. That's where I got my source from. I'm reading off of getyourgeekon.org, by the way. You can find the story there as well. There's no script. There's no actor who will play Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's no setting for this. There's no agreement to this whatsoever. There's no budget set. There's no casting done. Nobody has even written a piece of paper that says Obi-Wan Kenobi film.
So I have something I want to say to those who just want to break the internet over this and overhype it.
Let me preface this. Of course, the internet went crazy over nothing. And if you went crazy over this, there's one sound clip that fits it.
You are stupid. 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 And don't forget, you are stupid.
There's nothing about this yet. It's early talks. You know what this is?
A rumor.
Yeah, this is Daldry calling Kathleen Kennedy up and saying, you know what'd be really sweet? A Kenobi film. And Kathleen Kennedy says, let's talk about it.
Let's do lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Hollywood.
Let's talk about it. And boom, all of a sudden the internet has gone crazy.
It feels like 4 billion fans jumped in exuberant and were suddenly silenced.
That's about right.
Well, given, when or how this thing is going to be written, we're kind of assuming that this is going to take place sometime after episode 3.
Well,
what can you?
Well, it can't take place after episode 4, can it?
But not really. But what can you do with that 20-year gap of him just sitting in the desert? I can see it now. No one will be seated during the infamous wandering the desert scenes.
I mean, well, here and
Well, he could be a creepster for an hour and a half.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, it's
kind
like
of peek in on Owen and Baru down there, and,
Yeah, it's
and
going
hey,
down there,
there's
you know,
baby Luke, changing his diaper. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
is
nice.
anything else
Now
going on?
there is a Kenobi novel that was written by John Jackson Miller,
Right.
and I reached out to John about this. We've talked before, and he's no stranger to me. I'm no stranger to him. We've met a couple times, and he flat out told me, he said, I've got nothing new to add, because I asked him straight out, have you been called by Kathleen Kennedy? Have you been contacted? And he said, nope. I've got nothing new to add. It sounds like an interesting idea, and there are some good Kenobi stories to be told. Now, he didn't go on about what interesting stories, Obi-Wan counting rocks or grains of sand in the desert.
Checking out all the infamous hives of scum and villainy.
I guess. I mean,
fighting the Sand People.
Haggling with Jawas.
I can't see. Now, of course, I'm not in Hollywood, but I don't see why this is a good idea. It has to take, if you're going to use Ewan McGregor, it's got to be between episode 3 and 4. And we already had a little bit of Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars Rebels when he finished off Darth Maul in like 2 moves.
I still like that.
Just
scene.
epic. Yeah, you would.
Well, what do you expect?
Well, if it does
Expect it a
take place
nice
there, it
fight.
could always be a beach movie.
Except there's no water. It's just more sand.
It's like that one Bugs Bunny cartoon is like, I'm here at Pismo Beach. Yeah!
You know, it'd be hilarious if there was an after credits scene to a Kenobi movie where Kenobi it picks up a handful of sand and drops it, and he goes, "Anakin was right. It does get everywhere. It's rough and coarse and irritating. Oh my God."
No wonder he went to the dark side.
I mean, I'm not completely sold on the Han Solo movie anyway. I'm not convinced that that's the best idea. But again, this illustrates the points that we've made several times on the show. The Star Wars universe is incredibly small.
So I'm wondering if the new movie, if it does take place on Tatooine, if it's going to involve sandworms.
Whoa, sandworms. You hate them, right? I hate them myself.
Everybody hates sandworms, but all right. So Disney has this enormous universe, this huge sandbox, no pun intended, to play with.
Oh, that was just a bad pun.
It was a little punny. Come on now. But and what do they focus on? Han Solo, Rogue One, and possibly Kenobi.
You know what they do need? An R5D4 movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Or a Gonk movie.
Yes.
How about a Wedge movie?
How about
Now, Wedge would be awesome. That would
You
be.
just adapt the X-wing novels, and we're,
There you
we're in
go.
business.
I would like that.
Or Rogue Squadron.
But
Kraken's Commandos.
instead we get this tiny universe that Disney just can't get away from. And I wish they would expand it. I really wish they would. But so don't overreact. Don't read too much into this. It's early talks. They could break down at any time. They could say, you know what, this is a bad idea. Just don't buy into this, please.
Oh, you
Just
know what
don't.
else would be good? Sarlacc Pit, the movie.
Ooh, you know what I would pay money to see?
What's that?
A Wicket movie.
Hey, why not?
You could call it Wicket Good.
Hey.
Yeah.
Didn't we already get that in the Ewok Adventures?
Yeah, but are they really? They're not canon anymore, so you can do whatever you want.
There were live-action movies. I believe they're still canon.
Caravan of Courage
Yep.
was one of them, and I forget the name of the other one.
Battle
but-
for Endor.
Battle for Endor. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so with that being said, let's move on, and we're going to talk some DC news here, shall we? Alrighty, so this news kind of caught some people by surprise. There was a Q&A session with Karen Gillan at Florida SuperCon. That was a few weeks back. Karen Gillan, most known for being Amy Pond on Doctor Who, the companion to the Doctor at the time, and also she was Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. She took part in a Q&A session, and someone asked her if she could play someone in a comic book movie, obviously other than Nebula, who would it be? And she says in her wonderful little Scottish accent, "Oh, can I say something they say?" Well, that's okay. That's not even close to Scottish.
No,
I'm
yeah,
not even going to
British.
try. She said, "Okay, I'm going to say something DC, and I want to play the Joker. Maybe a female Joker."
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. She even said, "This is my calling. Someone make a call for me and let them know I'm available." You know who's also available during the hot summer months is our friends over at Laser Legend. You got to beat the heat, man. They've got great air conditioning over there. You walk in. I mean, I walked in with Goose a week or so ago, and man, I mean, they got a great air conditioning, along with fantastic video games, along with great party rooms, along with a 2-floor arcade and a 5v5 laser tournament you want to get into.
2-floor laser tag, not 2-floor arcade.
That's right. I'm sorry. 2-floor laser tag arena. Those are our friends over at Laser Legend. So Karen Gillan says she wants to be the Joker. Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with that.
Well, people in hell want ice water,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But see, I'm not sure exactly what to think about this, because for those of y'all who aren't aware and are immediately flipping out and saying, oh my God, how can a woman be the Joker? Bruce, there is a 2011 comic book series called Flashpoint, written by DC Films head honcho Jeff Johns. And in that Flashpoint, Bruce Wayne's mother, Martha Wayne, becomes the Joker because it's Bruce that gets killed, not the parents. She goes nuts from his death and becomes the Joker, and it's Thomas Wayne that becomes Batman.
Can I provide a little backstory to Flashpoint?
Oh, please
Go
do.
for it.
Okay, so in the original DCU, Barry Allen had come back in Flash Rebirth, or Flash Return, something along those lines, and wanted to go save his mother. His mother, of course, killed by Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, and so he goes back in time to save his mother. By doing so, he creates the Flashpoint reality. In that reality, Bruce is the one that gets killed. Thomas becomes Batman. Martha becomes the Joker. Superman, the rocket lands in Metropolis, and he becomes a prisoner. Bad things happen. Atlantis and Themyscira are at war here. And over the course of that 6-issue miniseries, Barry realizes he made a mistake. He has to go back in time to stop himself from saving his mother, and that's what introduces the New 52.
Okay, so we have our Flashpoint, which was written by the guy who is now in charge of the films. Guess what the presumed to be basis for the Flash upcoming solo movie is? Flashpoint. So it's entirely possible that DC could go the Flashpoint route in the movies, and they would need a female Joker.
So since the DCEU was kind of based on New 52, if they do Flashpoint, you think after that they'll get it right?
We can only hope. They haven't gotten it right yet.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Well, we're going to get to that too. Now, I'm kind of torn on this. On the one hand, I think it'd be pretty cool to see Karen Gillan as the Joker. She's a great actress. She's imposing. She's intimidating. I would like it. But on the other hand, the general audience who has never even heard of Flashpoint would flip out. Can you imagine what the reaction would be on social media if they announced that the next Joker was a woman?
Well,
I mean,
I'd
saw
be more intrigued than anything else.
Yeah, but I mean the general public who doesn't know about Flashpoint at all. Think about what happened when Jodie Whittaker was announced as the Doctor.
Cue up the "you're stupid" thing one more time.
No, but I'm
I think
serious.
it'd go more like this, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
The general public would flip right out. So I am kind of torn on it. Now, speaking of getting it right and whatnot, Gail Simone is the legendary DC comic writer for such titles as Batgirl, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman, and so on and so forth. So she took to Twitter to respond to some fans who were asking about what she thought of the Wonder Woman movie and the revamping of the characters in the New 52 runs. Now, Simone's main issue is that the New 52 introduces Zeus as the father of Wonder Woman. And as you can see by Goose's reaction, if you're watching our Facebook video at facebook.com/GYGO official or our YouTube video at Get Your Geek On Talk Radio, he's not happy with this.
I thought it's because the air conditioner came on.
Well, that too.
Okay.
So when I read Wonder Woman #1 in New 52, and I saw that, I had something to say.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Good God in heaven, Ruby, there are just so very many ways for me to say this to you. Never, not in a million years, absolutely not. No way, Jose, no chance, Lance, yet, negatory, nah, and of course my own personal favorite of all time, man falling off of a cliff. No!
Now, DM Higgins, who is a comic writer, sent a tweet to her saying that one of the many reasons to hold a grudge against the New 52 is the role of Zeus in Wonder Woman's birth is the top of my list. And Simone, remember, the writer of Wonder Woman, replied with, "It really is a terrible shame." Now, this does undo a lot of vital threads. This changes that Hippolyta was Wonder Woman's mother. Now it's more about the father and patriarchy than it is about the mother and matriarchy. Now, I do want to say that Simone did go on to say that she did love the film. Okay, so don't think that the creator, I'm not the creator, but the writer of the Wonder Woman comics hates the movie. She doesn't. She just didn't like some of the changes they made. Surprise, surprise, right? I mean, they always make changes, and you're not going to like all of them. So, okay. Now, Wonder Woman did hit $797 million worldwide at the box office.
Wow.
It is the number 2 domestic movie at the box office in the United States, beating out Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man. Guess what the number 1 movie at the domestic box office is?
What?
That would be Beauty and the Beast. Oh. Still. Face it, only Star Wars is going to take it down.
True.
Now, if you're wondering how close, remember, Wonder Woman hit $797. Beauty and the Beast hit $1.2 billion.
Well, in regards to all the other comic book movies out this year, I got something to say.
Alrighty, so with that being said, let's go ahead and swing on over to our Marvel news segment. We want to find out where Nick Fury has gone.
This is that sequel to the smash hit with no equal.
Alrighty, so this is brought to you by our friends over at Southtown Games. Southtown Games is located on the south side of San Antonio on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410. I've always been so impressed every time I walk into that store. Their staff, tremendous. They are there to help you. They want to take your game to the next level or find a new game for you if you have any questions. Their facility is great for tournaments, and they have tournaments all the time. You want Pokemon? They'll have a Pokemon tournament. You want Magic the Gathering? They got Magic the Gathering tournaments. You want Dragon Ball Z? They'll have a Dragon Ball Z tournament. I guarantee it. Check them out. We check them out. We recommend that you do as well. So where is Nick Fury? Nick Fury was noticeably absent in Civil War. He was not there in the movie whatsoever. At this year's San Diego Comic-Con, Kevin Feige, I think it's Feige, announced that Nick Fury will be making his return in Captain Marvel in 2019. Which is set to take place in the 1990s. But then Samuel L. Jackson said this in an interview with Yahoo. Quote, "I haven't signed a contract, and I haven't seen a script." What?
Well, he should keep an eye out for it.
Oh, there it is. I was waiting for that one.
I like what Brian Donahoe says. Nick Fury is the celebrity spokesman for Soul Glow.
Oh, we should have that clip for future shows. That'd be awesome. He went on to say, quote, "I talked to Brie Larson the other day." That's the actress playing Captain Marvel, and she didn't say anything. He also went on to say, "I'm not in Avengers 3 and 4.
Is he in Infinity Wars?
That's the Infinity War movies. He's not in those. He said they're shooting them now, and they haven't called me yet. They wouldn't let me go to Black Pantherville.
Well, to be fair, Nick Fury shouldn't be in Black Panther.
Well, probably not. But if Earth is being invaded by the most powerful being in the universe with the Infinity Stones and the gauntlet at his command, the Avengers will be there to counter. I mean, there's like 60 characters that'll be in this movie, but not the guy who founded the Avengers?
Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you can have some helicarriers go in there and, you need to have something explode.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's Nick Fury. When they were at their lowest in Ultron, it was Nick Fury who helped bring them together.
Well, and at the end of Iron Man, it was Nick Fury who even introduced the idea of the Avengers Initiative.
Absolutely. So where is he now? He's nowhere to be seen. Now, I can understand maybe he's not involved in Captain Marvel yet because he'll have a small part. I can see that. And so they don't need to shoot him right now. They don't need a contract right now. But surely he's going to play a key role in Infinity Wars.
I hope so. And
surely
he's got to be in there at some point. Like you said, he's the one who kind of, for one, started the whole post-credit scene, for one.
Yeah, and you would think, with the way that Civil War ended, with Tony and Cap fighting each other and Cap busting everyone out of prison, you would think that Nick Fury would have to be the uniting force between the two factions of Team Stark and Team Rogers.
I was Team Rogers, by the way.
I actually didn't like the premise for the movie at all. The whole, we totally saved the planet, but this building got knocked down. I'm so sad. Come on. Oh, well, Avengers, thanks for saving the planet like 18 times, but, you did cause some damage and a few people died.
Well, the MCU universe wasn't big enough at the time to go through the comic book version.
Well, that's true. I didn't like the premise. It really kind of bummed me out. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But anyway, so we'll find out hopefully more about Nick Fury's role, if he has one, coming up. We'll keep you updated as we go. Coming up after the bottom of the hour news break, Laura Dern says what will not be in The Last Jedi, and we have our own top 10 list of what's not going to be there. And we want to talk about, is DC movies going to be on the verge of falling apart? We'll be right back after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 930amtheanswer.com. Welcome back from the bottom of the hour news break. My name is Dave Gramillion. Welcome to Get Your Geek On, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410 on the south side of San Antonio, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. If you missed the first half of our show, boy, you missed a doozy. Star Wars news was all over the place, and we talked quite a bit about the upcoming, possible, maybe, rumored to be Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. We also mentioned that Karen Gillan, a 5'10 Scottish redhead, wants to be the Joker, and how maybe it would be such a bad thing. We also want to know where Nick Fury went, and why he said he's not in the Infinity War, at least not yet. So you can catch all of that on our archive. That is our podcast at 930amtheanswer.com. You can also check it on SoundCloud, and we are now on Apple Podcasts. You can find us there. Look for Get Your Geek On with Dave Gramillion, and you can check us out on iTunes. You want to mash that subscribe button. You want to rate, review, let us know what you think of the show. Alrighty, so with that being said, we actually have a little bit more Star Wars news. I wanted to get to the Kenobi news first because that was right out of the gate. It was breaking on Thursday. But now we have some more Star Wars news, so let's talk about that.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Alrighty, so Laura Dern will be in The Last Jedi. That is beyond confirmed. She will be part of the New Republic. Laura Dern, in case you don't remember, she's from the 1993 Jurassic Park movie. Of course, she's done other stuff, but let's face it, that's where everybody really knows her from. She was Ellie Sattler, Dr. Sattler from Jurassic Park. So she has come out in an interview with Entertainment Weekly and said what will not be in The Last Jedi. Now, of course, everybody wants to know what's in The Last Jedi because we don't even have a trailer yet. But she came out and said what will not be in there so that way the snipers that Disney employs didn't have to take her out. First of all, she says, Luke Skywalker's first words will not be, nah, I'm good. Now, the movie is supposed to pick up right where The Force Awakens left off, with Daisy Ridley holding out the lightsaber to Luke. So he's not going to say, nah, I'm good.
He was saying, did you bring any food? I've been sitting on this island for years. Was there a hand attached to that saber by any chance?
I've been looking for that for years.
Now go away or I shall taunt you a second time. She also said that the opening crawl will not consist of emojis.
Man.
Darn it.
I know, right? When will Lucasfilm get it right? The X-Wings will not turn into NC-17 wings. X, get it? X to NC-17, yeah. Kylo Ren will not be, it's not revealed that Kylo Ren will be the secret cousin of Ren from the Ren and Stimpy cartoon.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
So that is definitely what will not be The Last Jedi. But you know what? Why stop there?
There we go.
I think Laura Dern could have gone into more detail about what will not be in The Last Jedi. In fact, we here at Get Your Geek On have come up with our very own top 10 list of things you will not see in The Last Jedi. Here we go. Alrighty. Number 10, midichlorians.
Thank you.
We're done with that. We are so done with midichlorians. That's just, there was no way. Number 9, the leader of the New Republic will not be sporting orange skin and a bad toupee.
I'm not going to say anything. Not going to say a word.
Number 8, You will not see 7-foot blue monkeys walking around counting their money.
Aw, man.
Get it? It's Avatar, because
Yeah, I
Avatar
know.
still beat him at the box office. The number 7 thing you will not see in The Last Jedi, Benedict Cumberbatch. I get it. He's in everything, but he won't be in this. Number 6, thank God we will not see this in The Last Jedi, fidget spinners.
Oh, thank you.
You will not see fidget spinners in The Last Jedi. Wouldn't it be funny, though, like Rey is walking around and she's using the Force to make the fidget spinner spin? Number 5, you will not see Jar Jar Binks in The Last Jedi.
Thank God.
Thank the maker. No Jar Jar Binks. Number 4, the number 4 thing you will not see in The Last Jedi, Han Solo. Too soon?
Yeah, that just gets me right here, you know. Being a Han Solo cosplayer.
Just right through the heart?
Yeah, just right through the heart, not the
goodness.
back.
Oh,
and
there's a
down
fan
the shaft.
theory
What's up?
involving Han Solo.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is it the one? Okay, I know this one. Go
Where
ahead.
he's the one that activated the lightsaber.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
he killed himself. That's why he was so shocked when the lights...
He
Yeah.
was like, ow, that really hurts.
Oh my God, this thing... Yeah, I know. Being stabbed actually hurt. Who knew? The number 3 thing you will not see in The Last Jedi, and this one is the true outrage, you will not see Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
You will not see Spider-Man in The Last Jedi.
That's just hurtful.
No crossover, I'm sorry. Number 2, you will not see Mickey Mouse. Yes, we get it. You're mad about the Disney buyout. Get over it. You will not see
Not
Mickey
even a hidden
Mouse.
Mickey someplace?
No.
Not even?
No.
Not even with like Death Star 3 with like 2 big ears on it?
Not going to happen. Okay, and the number 1 thing you will not see in The Last Jedi is a 4th Death Star.
Oh, thank goodness.
At least I really hope not.
Well, no, that's not till episode
9. Yeah, then we'll see the 4th Death Star. Oh, my goodness. And I'm saying the 4th because, yeah, there was one at episode 4, one at episode 6. Basically, the Star Killer base in The Force Awakens was another Death Star.
I like what Billy Ross said.
I'm not going to lie.
I like what Billy Ross said. Hobbits.
Hobbits.
We will not see hobbits.
Yes, we will not see
And
Hobbits.
I just ran across another fan
You won't see
theory.
Legolas in there either.
Snoke is Mickey Mouse.
Snoke is...
Hello, Kylo.
Wow. Pretty good theory you got there. God, Snoke is Mickey. Oh, goodness. Oh, I like this one. Will Paris says, what about your mom? No, we will not see your mom in the
We'll
Last
probably
Jedi.
see somebody's mom in The Last Jedi.
Well, we hope, but no, it's not gonna be your mom. that's for
Hopefully
sure.
no Kardashians will be in this movie either.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there you go. The top 10 things you will not see in The Last Jedi. Before we get to our little discussion segment here, I want to take a minute to talk about our friends over at Pro Defense Pest Control. Pro Defense Pest Control, locally owned and operated here in San Antonio. They were my pest control company before I even had the show. I believe in them, and it is so dry out there. It is so hot out there that all those little creepy crawlers and critters are starting to invade your house. Keep them out with Pro Defense Pest Control. All right. I'm really starting to legitimately worry about DC movies, and I think they really need to get their act together.
Really? Have you not seen Batman, Superman before now?
Hey, I saw the extended version. That made it all better.
I still need to watch the extended version. I haven't. I
Okay.
haven't
All right.
seen it yet.
Well,
Party at Dave's.
it doesn't make Lex Luthor any better. Okay, so look, Justice League had to switch directors. True,
Not their fault.
That was through tragedy, not their fault. But now they're undergoing reshoots, and we are less than 3 months away from the release of the movie.
We said the same thing about Rogue One.
Yeah, and look how well that turned out.
Hey, come on.
Well, that movie really did blow a lot of people away.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Lord.
What a burn. Not as bad as, you know.
You could say the movie's box office earnings were explosive.
Oh.
Well, I will say people were over the moon about it.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
There you go.
So we're less than 3 months away from the release of Justice League. They're still undergoing reshoots. The Flash movie comes out next March. Next March. And they don't have a director. There's no one. They've lost 2 directors now. There's no one at the helm of the Flash movie. It comes out. It's 6 months away.
Well, was Josh Whedon still available?
They can probably get it done pretty quick.
That's the Flash, you know. So.
It's one of those movies where you just blink and it's done.
Wait. Somehow, over the course of the movie, Barry goes back in time and finds a director.
Finds a director. Oh. That's probably the only way they can get that done. So Patty Jenkins has not signed on for Wonder Woman 2.
Yet.
And we got word, this was late breaking news, that we don't know that Ben Affleck is going to be the Batman.
Okay, I've been hearing this rumor for a while, but I've heard that he's still going to do it.
Well, but then Casey Affleck went on the WEEI Sports Network.
Consider your source as Casey Affleck. What has he done since Good Will Hunting?
He's still Ben's brother.
Still.
I still assume they talk to each other. And what did Casey say? He said he doesn't think that Affleck's going to do it. Now, he did go on to say, really, I kind of made it up. But then when he was pressed for details, like, hey, would you want to fill in for him? Would you want to be the Batman? He didn't like go on to say, hey, man, no, I said I was making it up. He went with it. He rolled with it. So now I don't even know. So here's what we got going on. Flash has no director. Justice League is still undergoing reshoots. Patty Jenkins is not signed for Wonder Woman 2. And we don't know if we have a Batman.
Okay, now in defense of Patty Jenkins, and maybe she's just holding up for more money.
Or maybe they haven't gotten her a script yet.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I haven't heard a whole lot about contract. I mean, usually you want to go ahead and say, yep, you're in, no problem.
I mean, getting her is pretty much a no-brainer.
At least it should be. It should be. So here's my question. Is DC a paper tiger? Is it close to falling apart? And by DC, of course, I mean the movies, not the comics. Comics aren't going anywhere.
Comics are rocking.
Comics aren't going anywhere. But is the movie studio really starting to fall apart? This is... When I heard the news about The Flash not having a director, wow. That legitimately concerned me. I mean, you've got to wrap this thing up. Consider that you have to... If the Justice League is undergoing reshoots and it's 3 months away, then consider that they have only until the end of this year to get a director and get the movie done to start doing reshoots in January.
Well, I also heard that Joss redid the ending of Justice League.
I've heard that as well.
So that could be a reason for the reshoots, is to do that new ending.
Possibly. But is anyone else concerned?
Have they shot anything for Flash yet? Anything?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
They could probably do a CGI blur pretty quickly.
Yeah. But still, they have to come up with a plot, a synopsis, a story.
They already have a plot and a synopsis. It's called Flashpoint.
Allegedly. That's not confirmed. So
well,
let me.
You know what they could do? They could just CGI the Justice League Flashpoint Paradox DC animated movie. Just put that out there.
That was pretty good, actually.
I enjoyed that movie.
It's on Netflix.
Speaking of which, when we get done with this, I have some other news to share.
Here we go. Okay.
But I'm serious. Is anyone concerned right now? We don't know if we have a Batman because we can't be sure that Casey was joking or not.
According to
we don't know.
Kenny Crowley here said Casey was joking in the interview.
Well, we don't know because he didn't go on to deny after they pressed him with further questions, and he did not go out and say, "Guys, really, it's fine. He's doing the movie,"
because it gets Casey Affleck's name out there.
Sure, it does. Well, it did in this case.
Yes.
So we don't know if we have a Batman. We don't know what's going on with Flash. Justice League is undergoing reshoots, and there's no Wonder Woman 2 movie director for Patty Jenkins at this time. Are you concerned?
Not yet.
Nah.
Really?
No, I think that, in terms of like with Patty Jenkins, maybe like what we said, maybe we just don't have a script yet. Maybe we're still doing some rewrites for a script.
Maybe some negotiations.
Exactly.
Waiting for Wonder Woman to see how well that does on DVD and Blu-ray, probably.
You think it'd be a no-brainer though at this point.
You would think, but maybe the success on the home release could get her more money.
Yep.
Possibly. Now I'm not hitting the panic button. Don't think that I'm slamming down the panic button, but I have concerns now. Because let's face it, DC Movies has not had the best track record. They're 1 for 4. They're 1 for 4 as far as real success with both critics and the box office. They're 1 for 4. Okay, that gets you sent down to the minors in baseball. Okay.
Well, if you get 2 for 4, you go into the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go 2 for 5 with the next one, then hooray for them. But the big question is though, like I said, I'm not panicking, but I have concerns that DC. Especially everyone's going to compare it to Marvel. Marvel has it so well planned out. DC looks like they're making it up as they go.
Well, with the exception of having a female lead.
Well, Marvel's not quite there yet.
Well,
right.
DC's big problem, in my opinion, was, I know this is going to cause some hatred, they put way too much focus on Batman since 1989.
Yeah.
That they had to play catch up when they really shouldn't have had to.
And they took the focus off of Superman.
Well, have you seen Superman 3, 4, and Returns? There's a reason for that. Those were bad.
What are you talking about? 3 had Richard Pryor.
Dear God. And 4 had Gene Hackman returning as Lex Luthor. Doesn't matter. The script was horrible.
It was from New Line Cinema. What do you expect?
Well, actually,
the only reason Christopher Reeve agreed to do 3 was if they did 4.
Right.
And then when Bryan Singer got his stab at Superman, he didn't want anything original. He wanted to do Superman 2.5.
Okay, now we're getting some feedback here on our Facebook chat, facebook.com/GYGO official, and I want to make this clear. Yes, the TV shows are doing fine. But for our discussion purposes here, we're talking strictly about the movies in the box office.
The Arrowverse and Gotham are kicking booty.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. There's no question about that. But when it comes to the DC movies, I mean, when I heard that Flash had no director, man, I was stunned. I was really stunned. I can't believe that. I mean, the movie is out in March. I mean, really, y'all aren't. There are no red flags here for anyone?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, maybe it's just me, but I have to say I'm a little concerned. I'm not hitting the panic button, but I am definitely a little bit
just
concerned.
To kind of put in perspective, and I realize there's a difference between feature film and direct to video. The people that used to run Stargate could crank out a good made for TV movie in 2 weeks of shooting.
Well, and because that's what DC wants, though, is made for TV.
But I'm just saying that it doesn't take 3 to 6 months to make a really good movie.
It's true, and maybe I am a little overly concerned, but I don't know. For me, it doesn't pass the smell test. I have my concerns
that's
here.
That's Bob. That's the smell test you're thinking about. So.
That's Bob, our Rancor mascot.
Yeah,
there.
He had some bean and cheese tacos on the way. So.
Alrighty. So with that being said, we have some video game news that came out here. I want to talk some video game news here, shall we? All right, so this news broke late on, I believe it was Thursday. So once again, I'm kind of going off script here a little bit. But we haven't talked video games in a little while, so I wanted to hit that up as well. This was really interesting. First of all, kudos goes out to Team Liquid. Team Liquid played Defense of the Ancients 2 in the International 7. That is the Super Bowl for what they call Dota. And that was at Key Arena in Seattle. Key Arena, the former home of the Seattle Supersonics, and they sold out the arena. Think about that. It's an NBA facility, and they sold it out to watch Dota. And the first place team was Team Liquid, and they went home with $10.8 million.
You're in the wrong business.
$10.8 million for them. The second place finisher was Team Newbie. They came home with $3.9 million.
I've got one thing to say about Team Liquid.
What is that?
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
Alrighty, so by comparison, the top 5 golfers at the Masters, and that's the most prestigious golf tournament, they brought home a combined $4.8 million. The prize pool for that 5-day tournament was more money. Again, $10.8 million than Danny Green will make for the Spurs this year.
That's correct.
And that's nearly $1 million more than what Jay Cutler will make playing for the Miami Dolphins this year. Holy cow. That's a lot of money. They made more money in 5 days than Jay Cutler makes.
That's
for a year.
Yeah, that's pretty wow.
So
that's all I can say.
Esports is a big business, and it's getting big international recognition. Huge international recognition, now to the point where it might be at the Olympics in 2024.
No way.
I kid you not. So this came courtesy of, let me see, where did my notes go? BMXnews.com. Get this. Okay. All right, so Paris got the bid for the Olympics in 2024.
Oh, okay.
Tony, and I'm going to butcher the last name here because it's French. Tony Estanguine, co-president of the Paris Olympic Bid Committee, said in an interview with AP, that's the Associated Press,
Right.
quote, "We have to look at it because we can't say it's not us, it's not the Olympics. The youth, yes, they are interested in esports and this kind of thing. Let's look at it. Let's meet them. Let's try and see if we can find some bridges. I don't want to say no from the beginning. I think it's interesting to interact with the IOC and with them, the esports family, to better understand what the process is and why this is such a success. We will spend some time after Lima, that's the IOC meeting in September, to engage with new people and stakeholders. They are actually going to discuss esports at the Paris Olympics in 2024.
That would be cool.
And this is in Paris?
This is in Paris.
Oui, oui.
So now, before you roll your eyes too much, because the idea of track runners, on the same international stage as League of Legends players, there is some conflicting information that may pave the way for this. Chapter 1, Article 6 of the Olympic Charter states that the Olympic Games are competitions between athletes in individual or team events. So it's not possible, you say, because they're not athletes. They sit there and they click a mouse. How are they athletes?
Well, that takes a lot of work,
Article 2, Chapter 1 says that it's the mission of the IOC to promote Olympism throughout the world and to lead the Olympic movement. This includes upholding ethics in sports, encouraging participation in sports, and ensuring the Olympic Games take place on a regular period. So the word sport, that kind of opens the door for esports, doesn't it?
Right.
And would it also open the door for drone racing?
Okay.
Yeah, that might be kind of cool.
If it's a sport, so the door is open for video games to be in the Olympics.
Why not?
Go for it.
Hey, why not?
Now, I know, again, a lot of people will kind of roll their eyes because it's the Olympics. You think of shot put, the 100-meter dash, gymnastics. You don't think of esports.
No.
But these guys, if you look up, this is your Google term for the day, look up actions per minute. The best players in the world can do up to 10 actions per second. With the keyboard and mouse, 10 actions per second. And some of the Koreans, now they say this, I haven't actually seen it documented, but some of the players say that they can do somewhere 200 to 300 actions per minute.
Seriously?
When it gets really heated, when it really gets going, 200 to 300 actions per minute. That's
insane.
Phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. I have to admit, I mean, at the same time, this is kind of like the earlier news we were talking about with Karen Gillan, where we're like, I'm kind of torn on this. On the one hand, I respect esports players because you have to be really, really good at what you do. On the other hand, it's video games. It's video games.
How many people were part of Team Liquid?
The five for Dota 2.
Five
members.
And they walked away with how much money?
$10.8 million total.
Okay, then. That's all I got to say about that.
There you go. Boom.
We need to start our own team.
Well,
Team Get Your Geek On.
I would love for UTSA to get something going with the city. That'd be fantastic. There's going to be an Overwatch league, and there'll be a Dallas team.
Wow.
So, I mean, and this is a big business. This is a $1 billion industry. So this is not going anywhere. It's going to get bigger. In order to get an Overwatch League franchise, the owners had to chip in $20 million. Do you know who paid for the Boston one? Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots.
Well, and I know you and I heard that to be part of this Overwatch League and you're a member on a team, the minimum salary is how much?
$50,000.
Yeah.
$50,000 salary. I mean,
well, I went to school for how many years? And
I mean, hey, I had skills back in the day. I don't have the skills now. I can't compete with them. I mean, these are teenagers and 20, 21-year-olds. But I'm also hearing stories about video game scholarships. I'm hearing stories about a video game university. I mean, the landscape is shifting. The landscape is dramatically shifting in the world of esports. And hang on, buckle up for the ride, boys and girls. We'll be along with, for the ride also. We'll keep you updated as we go. You know where you can find these updates, though, is you can get them sent straight to your inbox if you subscribe to our news service at getyourgeekon.org. That way, anytime you want to learn about esports, we'll send an article out to you. We send them out fairly routinely anyway, so you'll get all the news sent right to your inbox at getyourgeekon.org. Alrighty, well, I think that pretty much wraps it up here. Do we have any final thoughts for the people out there?
Well, we were talking about the DC movies and how the live actions are kind of hit and miss. However, the animated movies since 2007 have all been pretty good, and they released all 30 on digital on Tuesday on iTunes for $100.
$100?
Not bad for $100.
No, I mean, it is exclusive on iTunes. The 32-disc set doesn't come out till November. But if you want them digitally, you can, and you are an iTunes person, you can go to iTunes and buy 30 movies for $100.
Hey, what else is on iTunes?
Well, we are on Apple Podcasts,
That's
so you can
right.
subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And I want to talk to you later because I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Oh, speaking of ideas, we may be changing up the show just a little bit. I do have additional markets that are interested in the show, and if we're going to syndicate the show, then we have to kind of change the format a little bit. Nothing drastic, nothing terrible, but some minor changes, some tweaks here and there, so be on the lookout for that going forward. So if you want to tweet at us, you can find us at GYGO_official. I love reading tweets that are sent to us. You can shoot me an email at davethehost@getyourgeekon.org. For Goose, for me, and for myself, I do want to thank our sponsors, Southtown Games, Pro Defense Pest Control, Laser Legend, Geek Fuel, and The Mailing Spot. Thanks for listening. Be excellent to each other, and make sure to get your geek on every single day.